How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. And I must say, you know what? It didn't do too bad concerning all the volatility we had on the market on Friday and so many headwinds that are coming through the market. I'll talk about it more in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we're going to go into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $3.23, being down 4.44%. On the low, it tested $3.13, and then on the high, testing $3.48. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 30.059 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 35.344 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day. We saw some weakness in the market, but we had a slight pullback in the stock. Now, when we take a look at the chart, which is the daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 50.21, so right there in the middle. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, we are above the 50-day, and we're also above the 21-day EMA, which is at $3.22, and we closed at $3.23. So as far as for the price action on the day, we end up seeing a high of $3.48. But what we want to see is actually getting back above this 360 level so we could test 384 like we had previously, and like what we want to see is getting to $4. That psychological area. We could have some selling pressure here, but if there's enough momentum, this is where I want to see us get above the 200-day moving average so we can reverse and be on that strong bullish trend, which we want to look for is around $4.17. Now, if we end up having a pullback inside of the market, seeing some more weakness and it impacts BBIG, yes, I want to see us hold up 310, but we want to see $3 hold up for the worst case scenario or just right there at the 50-day. We tested a low of $3.13, so that's why I feel like this is very doable. If we break through $3 though, then the next area where we have support is around $2.90, and if the downtrend does continue, we can get down here to the 260s. So that is something that you fully want to be aware of. But if we do decide this consolidate right above this $3 area, that is not too bad either, because that can get us ready for the next move up, especially if we see more buying coming into the market. So now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for BBIG. Scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So we have some closed positions here to start with, but for Bank of Montreal from the February 11th filing, they had 50,700 shares. And we also have Caption Management LLC that purchased 143 shares. And we also have JP Morgan and Chase Co. that purchased 11,698 shares. And we see for February the 10th, Teacher Retirement System of Texas that purchased 18,161 shares, which you've covered in the previous video as well. And the one thing that I want to bring to your attention, when we take a look at how institutions have been loading up, they have been loading up recently as of late. As the stock price has been taking a plummet, we see institutions loading up, and as it's been building back up, we see even more buying coming in, and it's even higher. So good for any investors out there. And now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 45.76%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 8.40 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 75,000, updated 29 minutes ago, and then for the short ball fee rate being at 103.61%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume, the close of February the 10th, it was at 43.86, and then for the close of the 11th, being at 45.76. So it has gone up, and BBIG does continue to have short squeeze potential. And with the short borrow fee rate being over 100%, you want to keep a very close eye on this play. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution.
Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So on the inflows at 21.33 and on the outflows at 21.98. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 0.66, on the medium it was 15.60, and on the small it was 5.07. And then on the outflow side on the large it was 0.40, on the medium it was 16.72, and then on the small it was 4.86. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for February the 11th, it being an inflow of 263.78. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders, it tends to represent the retail side. We had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, or funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 21.93%. So again, we're used to this being high for BBIG, but it has made some strong improvements. And what this tells us, yes, there's a lot of traders that are going in and out of this play, but we do have some people who are holding on to their positions and also new buyers coming into the stock as well. So now let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG in regards to the price action, I know you guys can agree with me on this one. We want to see us get back to $3.60. Upon getting back to $3.60, this is where we have the next level that we need to break through around $3.84. If we're able to get through that, that's where I want to see us making that move to $4 and then essentially getting above that 200-day moving average. This is essential because I feel more buyers would want to step in, but do know that will be a psychological area, so we could be facing a good amount of selling pressure. If we end up seeing some weakness inside of the stock, then of course if we do pull back, I want to see us hold up at least $3. That is essential so we can keep up this strong uptrend, because breaking through that $3 level could send us back to the 280s, and then we could see possibly the 250s. So that is something that you want to add to your homework and as well as your due diligence. And the reason why I'm giving you guys these levels, we have to pay attention to the market conditions. There are a lot of concerns. We have concerns about a war between Russia and the Ukraine. We also have the 10-year yield that is spiked well over 2%, and this has a big time impact on tech stocks like BBIG. And then on top of that, we have concerns about inflation and interest rate hikes. I know a lot of it is priced in already, but again, not many people know what's going to be coming for this week ahead, so that's why I want to make sure you're prepared. Also, when we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. Plus on top of that, in regards to the short ball free rate, it is back over 100%. So any shorts who are vested in BBIG, the moment we get some more volume and buying pressure coming in, we can look forward to seeing those moves to the upside and getting to those key levels what we are looking for. So this is why I'm saying for a lot of my traders out there, you want to keep this play on your radar. And for anyone who's been loading up at those entry zones like we talked about, of course it's not financial advice, you should be able to see some nice gains, but you have to figure out for yourself where you want to take your profits. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how this stock performs for the coming week. We'll talk real soon.